Is it good to be alive in Princeton, West Virginia on a Friday night? For those of you watching at home, it's going to be a packed house at Honeycutt Stadium tonight. When last we gathered, it was a cold Saturday afternoon, evening in which our team didn't look certain, and the future of the 2024 Tigers was much in doubt. There was a lot of things to consider in a fourth quarter, in a second half of 27 unanswered points. Now it's deja blue, live and in living color. Maybe the difference now is that this Tiger team has an idea of where they're going. We are less beat up today than just days ago. It should be clear these Tigers handled business against Hampshire and plugged through adversity and overcame and defeated North Marion. We know what the future holds. Can you see it? Because I can see it. Most of my life, they have told me that things like that aren't for Princeton Tigers. But they couldn't see the vision. And there isn't a roadmap or a book of instructions, but make no mistake about it, I know what the future holds for the Princeton Tigers. There are multiple paths to get to the end. There are more ways to finish the story. And while the destination is clear and a band of polar bears or a tribe of Indians await, it's a pack of bloodthirsty Huskies on the horizon that this pride of Tigers will battle. This is the chosen path. In Herbert Hoover High School, you probably think that someone should have knocked us out on this 14-week journey. And you can live with that regret. And your pack and this pride both have tangled with obstacles. A band of patriots, a command of generals, and even the Red Devil himself. When last we met, it was nearly a quarter century ago, and maybe that's been our falter. And after your unblemished 12-0 matched ours, it became clear that rectifying that was at the forefront. And as we stand nearing the summit of the mountaintop climb, there is nothing in the way of your pack of Huskies, nothing in the way of this pride of Tigers, and nothing between us but air, animosity, and opportunity. And I have a feeling tonight is the night we put down the Huskies. We have unfinished business, and the Huskies should have stayed out of our business.
Chance is ready to go on third down and 4. Snap back, clean one. Good pocket. Barker going to get away from some pressure. Barker on the run, and Chance is still on his feet towards the 30-yard line. He has the first down. It is a 9-yard gain.
How about Chance Barker looking like an RB1 there? He made a little move. He lowered his shoulder, got an extra couple yards. Credit Garrett Mays, like you said, that downfield block very key in springing Barker.
Twin receivers either side as Princeton takes over. It's a draw play. Daniel Jennings trying to bounce outside. Now he cuts back in, and he is limited to a couple of yards.
Wes, that is my least favorite offensive play in football. I have never seen a draw play work beyond 2 or 3 yards. And I just think people should throw it out of the playbook.
Single set receiver is key to the right. It's an inside give to Fisher, and Fisher is held down by Wyatt Klein. The ball came out. The ball came out. Wyatt Klein forced it. Princeton says they have it. They're unstacking bodies. Who has it for the Tigers? It is Big Damian Thomas. Wyatt Klein just came in there and clawed it out.
Princeton, we'll go ahead and call it red zone defense, has been stout the last 2 possessions for Herbert Hoover. The blocked field goal and now the forced fumble. But Princeton getting turnovers, getting the ball. They've got to make opportunities here and get in the end zone.
Are you tempted to go inside? Should you go inside? Does it show a sign of panic if you go inside? A lot of questions here.
I said I wouldn't go for it. Now, I think it's incredibly tempting to go for the onside kick here. I know Princeton has had success with it over the last few weeks, and they have practiced it a lot. So I think there's going to be a big temptation to do it here, but I don't think I would.
Gum has it on the tee. Herbert Hoover trying to get organized with that 5-man front line. And it will be an onside kick and right to Sam Key, and he will go down.
That was the worst possible outcome of an onside kick. Not only did Key take the ball straight into his hands, but he also put a couple yards on the board before he went down.
Barker going to step up. He's going to throw. He's got a man. Caleb Kaiser goes up and makes the catch at the 45-yard line.
Now that's Princeton passing offense right there. That's exactly what we need to do. Get the ball down the field, get it to a man, put two hands on it, pull the football in, first down yardage. Great job, Caleb there.
Play action. Barker going to step up. Well, he's going to load up. He's going to load up again. He's got a man, and it is caught by Wyatt Klein at the 20-yard line.
Oh, boy, what a catch. The rabid dog, Wyatt Klein, finally comes through with one. Big-time play. That'll put a little cream in your coffee. Give it to the Nittany Lion. Let him plow his way in.
Barker out of the gun. He gives it to Jennings, and Jennings is into the end zone. The Tigers are on the board.
The reports of our demise have been greatly exaggerated, and Princeton trying to find momentum now. Wyatt Klein, 2 consecutive plays in a row. 61 yards worth of offense for Klein to set up the 1-yard TD for the future Nittany Lion, Daniel Jennings.
It's going to be a give to Fisher, and he's up at the line of scrimmage.
I think Herbert Hoover there thought they could push the pile enough to get the first down, and Princeton just clogged it up and said, we're not moving. And now for the first time tonight, Herbert Hoover punting formation.
It's going to be a play action. Barker stands up, fires over the middle. He's got Wyatt Klein at the midfield strike. Klein breaks out of the tackle. Wyatt Klein inside of the 40, the 35, and he will be taken down.
Wyatt Klein, huge catch, huge run, and a great job keeping the football secure on the way down.
Barker looking, firing towards the sideline, has a man. It's Wyatt Klein again at the 15, dragging Sam Key with him towards the 10-yard line.
Wyatt Klein obviously has a mismatch that Princeton is exploiting because he's just catching the football with ease here.
Barker going to throw it to the end zone. He's got Brad Mosser, and Mosser went up and made the catch.
What a catch!
Brad Mosser on the boundary of the end zone.
Tonight, for the first time all year, it just got manhandled up front.
Yeah, that's
and that created the opportunities for Hatfield, and that's just did a difference in the ballgame.
And kneel down from Dane Hatfield, and that's that. Herbert Hoover, 35-12 final.
Our WVU Medicine Princeton Community Hospital player of the game is Wyatt Klein. Klein had 5 catches for 141 yards. Defensively tonight, very disruptive. I forgot to ask you for his tackle.
Yeah, just real quick here, he had 5 tackles, one of those for loss, and he forced the second quarter fumble that was recovered by Damian Thomas to halt a Hoover scoring drive in the red zone.
Wyatt Klein, again, the WVU Medicine Princeton Community Hospital player of the game. Wes, while I got just a second, I want to take an opportunity and thank Ben Lester, my son, for filling in on the games that you couldn't be here. Ben is what we've dubbed the youngest color man in football.
Yes.
And he's done an absolutely wonderful job. He's not here tonight for various reasons, but it was great having him along for the ride, along with you as well.
There's a stat out there, if you are 10 yards better in field position where you start to drive, your chance of winning goes up to about 90%. The field position battle just haunted you guys early in this game. It was probably about a 30 to 35-yard difference until late in the game. How much really of a difference did that make?
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because without Him we're nothing. You can throw everything out the window. We got punched in the face, and that's just, hats off to Herbert Hoover and, Coach Fields. They had a great game plan, came out, took it to us from the jump, man. They hit us in the face. We didn't respond. Didn't look like the Princeton Tigers tonight, but that wasn't anything we were doing. That was just a great Herbert Hoover football team put it on us.
Did you feel like, I'm going to sit Devin again, that's his brother, Dane Hatfield. Did you feel like Dane Hatfield was going to run the ball almost 40 times tonight on you?
Yeah, we knew that he was going to carry the rock, and, we did a good job sometimes, but, a great player like that's going to make plays. Just seemed like they were a little bit more hungry than we were. That's probably, just be honest with you, that's my fault. I didn't have my guys ready. So we'll go to the drawing board. We've got some time to look at this, time to reflect on an incredible football season. I know it doesn't seem like that right now, but, there's a lot of teams out there that would love to be in the semifinals. Obviously, that's not the way that we wanted it to end, but, give God the glory. He's always got a plan for us, and sometimes it doesn't, just play out the way that we want it to, but we just got to keep the faith, man, and just hats off to our seniors. This is their last time playing here, and, great crowd tonight, but, we just got to be more focused and more ready.
How about Wyatt Klein individually tonight? He's a guy that flies around on defense, makes plays there. You don't think about him being a guy that you can get the ball to. Just 17 catches for just a little over 400 yards this year. But, man, when you guys needed a jolt in the second half to get you guys back in this game, Chance Barker went to number 5.
You know, they did a great job on Brad. You know, and they had a couple guys over there, all eyes on Brad. You know, we needed somebody to step up, and you know, Wyatt plays an incredible game. He's a great athlete. He's a great receiver. You know, like I always say, there's one football, so you can only get it to one guy. But you know, he stepped up when we needed him, and you know, without him tonight, we'd only put 12 points on the board. So you know, hats off to that guy for being an incredible player.
And then how about another younger guy, sophomore R.J. Coatney? He played with his hair on fire in the first half. He was not afraid, as they say, to stick his face in the fire and go after Dane Hatfield, trying to get him on the ground.
Yeah, you know, RJ's been starting probably since I think Woodrow. You know, so he's played a major role. He's just a sophomore. You know, we got a young team. I think we lose only like 7 or 8 seniors. So you know, so I told the guys right now, you know, things don't work out that way, but let this fuel you. You know, we came into a football game. We thought we were going to be ready. We were not. Like I said, that's all my fault. So next time we'll have them ready. But you know, those guys just have to continue grinding. Let this fuel you in the off season, and you know, we'll see what happens next year.
All right, speaking of next year, building block here, you get to host back-to-back semifinals here. That hasn't been done ever. You know, Princeton has barely been able to get out of the quarterfinal or past the first round most years. How do you build off this and just kind of fuel this fire for next year?
Yeah, I think the culture's starting to change here. You know, we feel as if, you know, we've established a winning culture now. You know, it's hard to do that in 2 years, but I think our kids want to win. Our community expects us to win. You know, and that comes with great expectations. And, you know, when you don't handle business, you know, there's going to be people on the other side of it, you know, the this and that. Listen, these kids go out there and they give you everything that they got. These coaches go out there and give everything that they got. And we want to win just as bad as everybody else. But most importantly, we want our kids to understand football and understand how life is. And, you know, there's going to be, you learn a lot about how people act after a loss like this. So, you know, we want to win with class. We want to lose with class. But, you know, we're gonna get back to the drawing board and take a little bit of time off, but you know, most importantly, always give God the glory, and you know, good things are gonna happen.
All right, about 250 days until you push them back out here.
That's right.
That's going to come sooner rather than later, Coach. We appreciate the time. Like I said, I know this is still kind of raw for everybody. I'm sure there's a lot of emotion down there in that locker room right now. You know, we talked about Garrett Mays, talked about Amarvion Howard. Your entire senior class, just how much these guys have meant to this program. Anything you want to say to those seniors that you haven't already said?
Yeah, just hats off to those guys. You know, all of them, and you know, we've talked about them all year. You know, you look down there, you see their faces on the fence, and you know, those guys have changed the culture of Princeton football, and that's something to be proud of. You know, they've played in 2 state semis, they've played in the state championship game. You know, they never got that, you know, the state title that they've wanted, but you know, they've been further than many young kids across America. And you know, I'm not looking for you know, silver lining in a tough loss like this, but you know, those kids can hang their hat, that they can look back, and you know, as we continue to progress as a team and as a community, you know, they can look back and be like, hey, I was part of that, and you know, they can be really proud. We love them, you know, and we just hope that they turn into great men. That's what we've seen since we've been here. And you know, wins and losses will come, but how they will respond and deal with adversity in life is what we really care about.
And Coach, I don't want to rub salt in the wound, but it's just something that sticks in the back of your head. If you have Markel Lowe, you just think about what could have been tonight and potentially next week.
Yeah, and that's what I tell those kids in there, you know, and that was the message to them from the beginning. Listen, look at 3 there, look at Markel. He's the heartbeat and the soul of our football team. We haven't been the same since he went out, and I don't care what anybody says. You know, he was Mr. Princeton Tiger, and you know, when you lose a kid like that, it's devastating for him, but it's more devastating us as coaches because we've seen him do everything we asked him to do. Right? We played him at tailback, we moved him to linebacker, he's played outside linebacker, he's played corner, he's played safety, he played receiver for us. He's done everything you've asked him to do, and he's never complained, he's never whined. He's continued to get better. He's such a great individual, and to see a kid's season cut short like that is horrible, but it's football. You know, we try to tell those kids all the time when you're out there running gassers in the summer, you know, you never know when your next play is going to be. You know, you want it to be your last play there when you're running gassers in the summer, but, you know, you don't want to see a young man, you know, end his career, you know, at the last game, senior night. But, you know, it just goes to show you that you know, plays in this game are precious, and you never know when your last one's going to be. So, you know, we love that kid. I love him with all my heart. I pray for him daily. You know, I just hope that, you know, he gets the surgery, gets it, everything goes well. You know, God heals him, and he's able to go out there and continue to play the game that he loves because he's an incredible individual, and the sky's the limit for him.
All right, Coach, we know this team is going to come back better next year because of what happened here tonight, and it won't be too long until we're sitting down in your office and getting ready for it. It's Capital Cougars next year to start season?
Capital Cougars next year.
We'll be getting ready about 250 days for a trip to Latelyfield. Maybe not the trip that we wanted to take to Lately, but it'll come next August. It won't be here. It'll be here before you know it, Coach. We appreciate the time.
Absolutely appreciate you guys. You know, an incredible
Thank you,
job you do.
Coach.
We greatly appreciate you. Love you guys.
Princeton.